lobby, and it is a razor thin margin. So we're going to be spectating OCE's most for fun player, Escher, who just also happens to be really good at the game. Escher managing to pick up the bow there. Bow going to be a fairly decent item to start off. I think that bow, for the most part, opens up a lot of different options there, you know, opens up a lot of those AD options, the ones where you can go for, say, I don't know, Titans, can go for Ginsus, can go for even things like a Hurricane on a Stabby Tabby. It opens up quite a bit, don't you agree?
Yeah, I mean, even Runan Slime is pretty good. I think it's a really underrated item. It gives 20 AD actually, so that's actually a fair bit if you want to go that AD route.
I mean, talk about something we haven't seen a lot, Shift Slam. You know, I believe Mordog posted a theoretical picture to Twitter earlier today with a board, you know, that had a Ezreal 2 there, that had a decent frontline, and asked, what would you end up doing in this situation? Would you pick consistency? Would you pick Knife's Edge? And I'd say a lot of the players today, you know, they'd pick up consistency, still go for the Jade Shiou board there and everything. So, yeah, I'd say players definitely have been trending towards that more than anything. And, I mean, Escher, I mean, he's a good player. Still ends up playing a little bit of meta here or there, though. You know, he still ends up trying to go for the good boards more often than not, even though he may play things like Night Shimmer.
Yeah, I mean, it's still his birthday, right? So he has to please his audience, you know.
He has to get it out of the way now. And I mean, look, that's got to be a fairly telling sign right there.
Oh.
Tua Felios, a Rengar now, and these are some pretty darn decent augments here. A Guild Crest, we've seen it be so strong. Thrill's also really good. But there's
he can go Guild
Crest.
and go Essence. He can go Guild and go Essence.
That is a good point as well. You know, all things considered, options are definitely open to him right about now.
Agreed.
Sure. See if they're going to end up taking a level up to level 4. It's going to be getting in the Rengar there. It's got 2 Guild, 2 Darkflight. Will they end up slamming the Guild spat? Will they end up sacrificing a unit, though, to the Darkflights to try to get that Essence down? Escher's just playing around with it a little bit, considering the options. I mean, we haven't really talked about the options that have been considered for these players. You know, they have to try to take some time to, you know, actually think about what they're doing here in a high stakes tournament. For the most part, it's kind of difficult. Nerves are high.
Yeah, I mean, I think Escher is just hoping that he can make it to day 2, and then there's also players like Angora and Kade with been really good contenders in past tourneys that are in this bottom lobby.
Escher manages to take home the win there. We've seen so many Brahms. We've seen so many Olafs. Seems like nobody is choosing to go for the scale scorn here. I'm personally feeling a little bit hurt by that, but you know what? We'll just have to... I'll get over that. Escher taking out the Aphelios there, is choosing to have 3 Guild in instead. And is putting in a Braum over an Aphelios there. Interesting choice. Why do you think he's... I honestly... Trying to go for a lose streak? Surely not.
I mean, he already won, so I think he's not actually trying to play Darkflies this game. I don't think he's as... I think if he were to play Darkflies, he would have slammed Runans on the Rengar and go ahead and like sacrifice the Guild Spat, so I think he's trying to play Deja or Zaya.
This is so great. I figured it out. Escher was trying to make 10 here. If Escher wins this round, Escher sells off the entire bench, makes 10. But at the cost of making your board significantly weaker here is the problem. Though I guess at the same time, you're not really going to be making use of the Darkflight there, so Darkflight's kind of a dead trade. All thing... Ah, dang it. Ah, dang it. I'm catching myself doing it again. Ah, jeez. Ah, shucks. Chat's gonna flame me again. Not like this.
Yeah, tomorrow here with Beast Den being one of the best augments to play Shiou and Siphon.
It's definitely a very good one. We haven't really seen a lot of Beast's Den. We haven't even really seen a lot of Prismatic Augments, but preparation for Angora is something that is incredibly strong and has got a set 2 on the bench as well. We haven't really seen any set reroll, but I mean, something perhaps like Karma could be a consideration here.
Yeah, it looks like Angora is just trying to prep his Leona and set to be prepared in stage 3 so that he can possibly streak the rest of the stage.
Get it, be prepared.
Yeah,
Yeah,
prep.
yeah, good job. See that, now you're buying into it here as well. This is the sort of thing that we need for Game 6 action. You know, at the tail end of the day, you know, a lot of these players will be getting a little bit tired, and TFT, well, TFT is a mental game. You know,
Yes,
TFT
it definitely
does,
is. It definitely is.
it takes it out of you. I'm sure everybody who's tried to go for a long ladder session, they've ended up getting a little bit tired, and these players, no slouches. But when these are high octane games, I mean, this is very tough for a lot of these players, right? You end up giving it your all here. You're trying to think about trying to position around 7 other players. It's very mentally taxing.
Yeah, it is. Everybody knows after a long session, they just want to lie down, just chill, you know? I mean, Kade here, 40 gold, rich get richer. No streak though, but he does have upgraded Astros.
And has ended up hitting a Karma 2 as well. Is holding a lot of Jades on bench, is also holding the Astrals. Not going to be picking up the Vlad though. This is kind of interesting. KNP has got the Nomsy with the Archangels. Fire in My Lungs, I've been told, has got the Astral reroll angle though. So this is going to be interesting game to finish off game number 6.
Yeah, we'll
For
see.
all the marbles.
I think Astral reroll is a bit hard, even though I just called it out just now. But I think it's a bit hard if the whole lobby is trying to play Astral, so you can't get your 1 cost, you can't get your upgrades, and it's just like pretty hard to play from there.
That 6 Nidalees that we were seeing there.
Yeah.
Colorful, on the other hand, has got double Yone in. Has got that Titans as well, have got a Leona 2 with the Ascension online there. So, pretty strong board. Now, if I remember correctly, it is Electric Overload, which makes this the reason why that they're streaking so strongly right about now. You know, Leona 2 with that Electric Overload does do a ton of damage. It is percentage health based after all.
Yeah, even the 2 Yones on the side is doing a lot of damage.
KMP's board, you know, with this Nomsy here, with the Archangels, does dish out a ton. And it looks to me like it is Evoker Nomsy as well, considering the fact that there is a Lulu on the board for KMP. So we'll have to see whether this ends up doing enough damage. Nomsy is firing.
Close.
The Ascension comes through. Nomsy casts. Can the Lulu clutch it out? I think that it's going to be really close here. Guardian Shield coming through. Lulu's firing away. But the AoE damage is just barely enough for Colorful to keep their streak going into Krugs. They've got a really strong board. But the other thing that they've got here is a really strong giveaway. Finishing up today with a chest giveaway. Exclamation mark chest in chat to enter. Final giveaway for the board. That cannot be gone anymore. You cannot purchase this board. You must get into chat right now to try to get it. I'm going to move over to Fire in My Lungs though, who has got that Astral reroll angle, but has also got a Lilia 2 as well. It has got that calculated loss. So options are definitely open.
Yeah, managed to lose 5 in a row and only be at 70 HP. That's pretty decent.
Yeah, but I mean, look at their board. Their board's not slouching either.
Yeah.
Right?
Lilia 2,
They've got
Lux 2.
everything upgraded. And they're pressing the D key.
Oh, he's doing it.
They're going for it. There's the virus. Oh,
Respect.
lordy.
He's listening to the stream.
There's 2 Skarnas there as well. They're so close to hitting a Skarna 3. Do you stop here though is the question. You're so close because you want to try to make use of the calculated loss. But at the same time, if you don't hit here, the odds will get worse for you later on into the game.
I mean, it's not that bad. You do still get the you still get the astral orbs, so it's okay.
Like to meet Angora here, who is very prepared for this. Has got that Golden Mance's stuff. Perhaps one of the, or if the sought after Shimmer Scale item. It's going to be dishing out a ton of damage with that set too as well. Seems like, for all things considered, dude. Now I'm getting in my own head. Now I'm just, you know what? I'm just gonna not. All right, my lungs though does pick up another calculated loss here, and is going to be going up to level 5. We'll be taking another role. Protectors of the Cosmos, essentially the scrap trait here.
Yeah, basically.
On your Cosmos units, your Astral units, has also got Ascension and Celestial Blessing. This is a tough choice. This is not as easy, but is going to go for the, well, I mean, I'm not going to say the for fun route here, but is going to be going for the, definitely the funner option out of all three. As we move over to Erend here, who has got a more traditional board, you know, something that we are used to seeing. Has got the Zippy, has got the Ezreal 2 here with very strong Xayah items. So, you know, this is looking to be a very straightforward game for Erend. It's going to be probably a Xayah game.
Yeah, I mean, not like knowing the Mirage is Electric Overload, it's not that good. Right now, people usually avoid it. Like, it's probably not the worst, but I think Xayah is like pretty easy for me, especially with the augments, with Cyber Implants and Stand United. Those are really, really good augments.
Definitely. As we see that the Lux is just nugging away at the backline. Zippy is just continuing to be an annoyance. Lux doesn't manage to get that devastating final cast off there. Would have saved a little bit of health, but instead, Erend is going to be taking it home. As far as my lungs, just continues to make their board even better. These calculated losses, Erend is going to be just taking it nice and easy. Escher, as we moved over to here, has taken that Guild Spatula, but also interesting to note, they managed to pick up a Tome of Traits off of Krugs there.
Yeah.
They picked up an Assassin Emblem to go alongside this Portable Forge pickup with this Nyla. So we're going to have a Flying Nunu this game.
Yeah, interesting.
For the time being.
Yeah, there's not many units that can actually hold this augment. I mean, this emblem. So I'm curious to see what Escher does.
Well, I mean, you've got a few options, right? You've got things like, say, a Siphon. Siphon used to be the pretty typical one back in set 7 there.
And that was a long time ago.
It feels like it was just yesterday, though.
Yeah.
You've got things like the Siphon. The Shiryu is also definitely a decent option. But then you start getting into some more, well, niche options. You know, I've seen Flying Terror be a thing. You could have Assassin Shyvana as well, just to get the spell crit out, especially if you're planning on going for something like the Guild.
Assassin Emblem, is very interesting.
Assassin Emblem, one of the more, say, flexible options out of everything, though.
Well, there's a Xayah with a bow.
Ooh. Looking in the lobby as well, it's going to be highly sought after.
Oh, Aaron got it.
Yeah, they were definitely looking for it as well. So they're going to be, you know, getting towards their late game boards even quicker now. Tamura picking up the Panth with the bow as well. So, yeah, again, boards progressing along nicely here. Everyone hitting their mid-game power spikes just that bit quicker. And Fire in My Lungs, you know, they were going for that Astral reroll. They've got to step up the pace a little bit here. It's very hard to hit all your Astrals when you're not being gifted those Astral shops. And it seems like K&P is actually holding Skarners that Fire in My Lungs, I believe, already hit Skarner 3. So just perhaps holding onto it for the sake of holding onto it, you know. Haven't really got a reason to sell it, so might as well keep it.
As the Battle Mage, maybe is going to play the comp that I think someone else was playing it earlier today with Nomsy 3.
Definitely.
And a bunch of aura items. So curious to see what he plays with this.
You know, looking over at Fire in My Lungs board, they are actually looking to be quite strong right about now. You know, they've got that Lux 2,
one
away
Lux.
from Lux 3, one away from Vlad,
yeah,
3 off of Nidalee, so Yeah, they've got a little bit of time here. As you see, the Lux just continues to ramp up, the damage being pumped out here.
Yeah, whole board's upgraded, so he definitely, even if he does lose, he's not losing that much. Also, another thing to note is that Angora is streaking this stage. As I said, like prep, you usually sack your units in stage 2 and you start using that prep to your advantage and using the extra stats that it gives to start streaking in the next stage.
Taking advantage of it, they most certainly are, but I'd say the problem that I have with Angora's board here is kind of lacking a little bit of direction, you know? I don't really see what Angora's trying to go for here, you know, might be going for a soy route, but it's terribly tough to tell, you know, there's no real clear direction.
Yeah, it is a bit hard to tell, but I think it's like an easy sort of Shiryu Siphon route because he already has the Jackson, like the Wukong and the Bloodthirster, so it's not that hard.
I've been told, and haven't I? Angora is going to be continuing that streak into Wolves. Has got all that prep value and can actually get a little bit of prep value here as well if they want to try to take out some of their stronger units to try to get one more stack of that preparation onto the rest of the board. But
oh my god.
that is the big test right here. Does Angora want to go for it? Looks like the answer is a clear yes.
It's a no-brainer, man. It is a no-brainer.
They're going to be slotting in that Pantheon, that Shiryu, onto the bench there to try to stack up those preparation stacks. We see a Lux 3 from Fire in My Lungs. They are definitely going for that Astral reroll out. Next stop, Varus 3 as well. And then the composition will be fully online.
I want to see Astral reroll do well, actually.
It's a little bit exciting, you know, we do tend to see a lot of the meta boards here, but something to be said for, say, the underdog. As we move over to Fire in My Lungs' board, they are starting to take that big roll down, hit that level 7, took the Protector off the Cosmos there, is a little bit far away from that Nidalee, you know, 2 off of that Nidalee 3 can be quite hard to hit later on to the game.
Missing a Varus with 5 Astral, but that's alright.
And that's just it. But the Lux 3, I feel, will more than make up for that for the time being. You know, Lux 3, definitely no slouch. Will be pumping out a ton of damage, especially with this itemization, you know. These first few casts will definitely be tickling the backline, but when you start to rack up these Archangels, boom, another one. And you just see the amount of damage being pumped out. It's so hard for other players to try to get through this front line here because it's just all upgraded, and you know, Silas and Lilia, they're definitely very tanky units at this stage of the game.
Yeah, definitely going to be really strong in early stage 4 because nobody's upgraded their board yet. Maybe until they hit their 2-star dragons and then they can contest this board.
Yeah, I mean, you got to see Angora there. They were also trying to prep up the units that they would otherwise have in at that point. So as we move into the final choice, it's going to be a cybernetic uplink, granting that extra mana for their Lux there. Works really well in this composition. You know, got the items all spread out as well. So, yeah, no-brainer choice there for Fire in My Lungs.
I actually think that there was some merit into taking Better Together as well because it does give Protector the Cosmos value and he does have a Ziggs, so, and he has 3 stars, so it's actually pretty strong.
No-brainer, perhaps.
Oh, Kade with the Nidalee 3 reroll.
That is definitely a different angle, you know. We talk about all these meta choices, you know, trying to go for the Siphon, trying to go for, you know, potentially Zaya at Graves. How's about a Nidalee 3? We haven't seen Nidalee 3 popping off since, you know, set 7. But it's definitely strong, you know, definitely no slouch.
Yeah, it has a lot of stats with the guild spat. He does have Runans on it with Gadget Expert, so that does extra damage as well.
I mean, you ask me what I would rather have in this stage of the game here. You know, maybe a little bit later on I'd be taking a Shyvana 1, but for what it's worth, a Nidalee 3 in stage 4 with a ton of tanky stats, it's strong.
It is strong.
It deals damage. It's pretty much going to go uncontested here for the majority of stage 4.
Aaron hitting Xayah 2 at the bottom. Has a Shyvana as well. 80 gold level. Wow, this is a good spot by Aaron.
Yeah, we just saw them lose to the Nidalee 3 there, so managing to pick up that Xayah 2 with that arguing pretty much perfect itemization. Only thing lacking would be the healing, but we've got 6 Rage Wing to make up for that.
You don't really need it. Yeah.
That's it. You don't really need it at all.
Has the Hecarim too with the Vow, has Shyvana. And this is looking like a pretty easy game for Aaron.
I mean, you know, at this point, it's mostly just try to go 9. AMP on the other hand,
you don't even have to roll anymore.
AMP has got a little bit of a tougher game ahead of them, you know, has that Nomsy 2, has got that Idis as well, but is not really working out for him. And Colourful is going to go down. This is fairly close lobby. You know, it's, what, 30 health apiece here between 1st and 8th, so it's definitely going to be, you know, on the edge of your knife. Can go either way.
I get it. Knife's edge.
Knives, did you see my clever pun there?
I got that one.
Delightful, simply delightful.
Angora at 47 HP, kinda shaky right now. Losing his streak
surprised.
after the preps. I think he's prepping his dragons. I think he's prepping his dragons.
A Yasuo with a bow went to last pick here.
And nobody wants the Yasuo.
Picked up Yasuo with a bow. Wow,
it is Electric Mirage. It is the Electric Mirage.
Yeah, but from when Yasuo used to be an insta pick to now, well, this, it's almost a little bit sad. Going to watch Colourful take a massive roll down, and we were a little bit worried for Colourful before, you know, trying to go for some of these stronger options. Managed to hit a good old Ao Shin. But where's the carry, you know? We've sold off everything. Looks like they're trying to go for that Jade board. No, Shio, only one Siphon.
We got word that Kade actually has triple Shiv Gadget XSplit. So
wow.
I want to see how much damage that Varus does.
Varus going to be pumping out a ton of damage.
Colourful actually having really good augments, actually.
Yeah, but I mean, the itemization is going to be going on this Pantheon instead. I mean, Pantheon is a pretty good secondary carry.
Yeah.
But it's not really going to be doing the same job as a dragon is it?
Maybe what Colourful can do is that he can maybe pivot into Six Whisper again, and like, even though Zyra did get nerfed in the past, you can't go that attack speed Zyra build anymore. I still think Six Whisper is in a good spot because Siphon's like really strong.
You look at this. 3 Shiv, Varus 2.
Kade is so rich right now.
This just screams
Level
to me.
8, 70 gold, full rich get richer stacks.
Yeah, this just screams to me. You go for a fast 9, you can hit an Aurelion Soul, you can hit an Ao Shin, you can stack 3
This might
Shivs
be
on
the
that.
Soraka 3 game.
This might be Soraka. Okay, let's not jinx it yet. By the way,
he has hit Soraka 3 a lot.
by the way, I would just like to point out for everyone here, on day 1, we have not hit a single prismatic augment throughout all of our time playing here on broadcast. So, I mean, it's caster curse, it's player curse, it's chat curse, whatever you want to name it there. No prismatics for you today, chat. Guess you'll just have to wait till tomorrow so that you can try to find out when we will see the good old cursed crown, you know, all the fun business, the cruel pact gameplay there. It's gonna have to wait for tomorrow. However, Treasure Dragon.
Oh, he has a fourth one. Oh, he didn't
here.
take it. He had a 4th Shiv. He didn't take it.
I mean, Thieves Gloves though, not gonna take it. Warmogs,
wonder what he's looking
not gonna
for.
take it.
Probably frontline items.
I mean, there was a Warmogs there, and that would be a pretty good frontline. He's gonna take a Vow. That seems
He's going
like,
straight for Shyvana. He's going straight for Shyvana.
seems like pretty good frontline to me there. Yeah, definitely going straight for Shyvana. It's got the Jace items there as pretty typical Shyvana items. So, yeah, it seems like for Kade here, the game plan is simple. I will go level 9. I will use my 3 Shivs to deal out a ton of damage. And then we'll just blow up the enemy board.
Yeah, Tamura in 22, Fire My Lungs, losing rounds. Gora, I'm not sure if he upgraded his board yet. Maybe you can see.
Escher.
Escher. Interesting board. Probably one of the
That's
most
a
creative
flying
boards
zippy.
we've seen. Yeah.
Creative is definitely a way to put it.
The old,
It is.
the old Shio Yu was something that was played in last set. So
That is true.
Talon. Yeah.
That is true. How about Flying Zippy? That's definitely a new one here. Managing to find the Jade statue to bonk it, but it's also drawn the attention of the enemy. Shio has got that double Giant Slayer with the Titans on there. He's trying to just bonk away at the Zippy, manages to finally take it down. Shio managing to tank up a heck of a lot there, but Tamura's stacked Pantheon is going to be able to clutch it out. Now the lobby's getting close. House, we've got an entirely close lobby. We've got so many people trying to go for this Jade Shio composition with the Siphon as well. It feels incredibly consistent. The only problem is that when
You
you're
have to get
contesting,
there. You have to get there.
yeah, when you're being contested, things get tough. You know, we were saying earlier that Tamura has got really good itemization for it. They've got the Beast's 10, which is pretty much best in slot. There's no Shio 2.
Yeah,
There's
even
no
taking
Siphon
trade
2.
sector, second augment still hasn't hit. That's gotta be a feels bad.
It does, and there's no healing as well on these dragons, so things really have not panned out the way that Tamura expected. Aaron, with the triple shift board, is trying to do its best, and the Pantheon just can't quite clutch it out yet. It's down to a 1 life game for KMP and Tamura. This could be their tournament life hanging in the balance.
Oh, KMP still on the Nomzy. I feel like his board has not changed for a very long time.
For Evoker, Nomzy. It's you mentioned it before, it's a bit of a feels bad. You know, I don't know what KMP can really add to this board to try to spike from this point.
Yeah, I think the battle mage kind of baited him a bit too much, making his positioning like a little bit worse. But yeah, this lobby is just really strong in terms of the gold augments. I feel like everybody has really good gold augments.
It's just brutal. I think that, you know, for as much as KMP has done here, everyone else has done a really good job of hitting. You see that Nomzy is no slouch, is pumping out an absolute ton of damage, but you're up against the might of a Shyvana with good itemization.
Both
That
of them
is
go down.
it for KMP and for Tamura, out in 8th and 7th respectively. It seems like Angora, who we were praising earlier, seemed to be in a really strong spot, finds themselves staring down the barrel of an elimination. It's going to be heading into the carousel. Probably finding a pretty good Zeke's here, but also considering frontline, the redemption also really nice. Escher picking up the Zephyr, really safe choice. Kade managing to find a Zeke's there, and Aaron managing to find a Morello to finish up with their triple Shiv. Gadget expert.
Everybody playing Shiryu Siphon this game.
You know, I was kind of joking around before saying like, oh yeah, no, everyone should go play Shiryu Siphon, but not everyone should end
Yeah,
up playing it here. There is a difference.
like we were saying in the first lobby, like nobody was playing it, and then we were predicting it to be the premier comp of the patch. So
Well,
I'm not surprised that 4 people are playing it this game. It's just like even Ash is playing it.
ask and you shall receive, and we certainly did receive pretty much every single player in the lobby playing Shade Siphon. As we see the good old Flying Zippy in the backline there doing a ton of work. These fights are just an absolute mess. It really does come down to whether the Siphon can get the good fight off. It seems like the Siphon charge is coming in right now. Manages to find its way into the Zippy, but the Zippy's got good amount of healing. The healing for Asher there is just not enough, as the second bite comes through. Is going to finish off the rat, the XDD. Asher is also going to go down into very precarious
This lobby
life
is
totals.
actually so close. I'm pretty sure Angora needs a top 4 to make it to day 2.
Yeah, a lot of these players need good results here. We were saying before that a 5th or a 6th might be good enough for a lot of these players, but in reality, when things are so close, you really can't afford to have a slip up, because an 8th in KMP's position may just mean that your tournament game is over.
Yeah, I mean, Fire in My Lungs actually pulling it back with the Astro reroll. So I'm happy that he played this. I'm happy that he saw the line.
Well, I mean, the amount of gold that you end up generating here, you know, that is pretty much, what, 13 Astral Stars in, right? No, 14 Astral Stars in right about now. So it's gonna be hitting the higher ends of the table, which is really, really strong. And you can just see the Lux as well does do a really good job of being a secondary carry.
Oh no, Escher. He's dead.
And Escher, the
Getting
birthday
emoted.
boy here,
Getting emoted. Oh.
is getting emoted out of the game. Australia's most for-fun player going out in 6th there. We don't know the scores quite yet. We'll have to wait and see whether Escher has managed to secure day number 2. What a birthday present that would be. Playing TFT on your
that board from
birthday.
Escher was really cool.
It was. The problem is, everyone else was also trying to play it as well. And so, it just didn't end up quite working out for him. We haven't really talked about Fire in My Lungs a lot, but Protector of the Cosmos, as well as high-end Jade here, is providing a really sizable shield at the start of every single combat. Look at that shield on the Zyra there. It's in the 500s.
Yeah, this shield is actually building up to go insane because every unit gets the shield, I'm pretty sure. Oh, it just hit Zoe too. Okay.
Pretty good. Pretty good, right?
That is
just
pretty
hit
good.
Zoe too. Yeah, I mean, you know, if you're in a bit of a tight spot, what do? You just hit Zoe too. No problem anymore.
I like the selling of the Varus to put the Shiv for cybernetic value.
This is going to be the big test here, coming up against Eren. Does have that Guild Zaya board, has got the Shyvana. Look at those Shyvana items. Doesn't matter whether this is a Shyvana one, it will melt boards. The backline manages to barely stay alive. We'll have to see whether the residual damage is going to be good enough for Eren. It seems like the Astrals are just barely strong enough. And Eren will go down into that 1 life territory. Now
See if Angora makes it.
Angora against the Ghost as well. And Angora does not beat the Ghost. Goes out in 4th. Gosh, this lobby is starting to get neck and neck as Fire in My Lungs again gets the stimulus package from the Astrals there. Eren taking a big roll down, manages to find a Shyvana. It's all going to come down to whether you can find the Shyvana 2 or not. Finds the Shyvana 2. Massive upgrade for this board. This is pretty much capped out. If Eren cannot win these fights against Kade, against Fire in My Lungs, then this is just it. It's going to be coming up against the Ghost of, I believe this is Kade.
Yeah, this is Kade.
Kade's board definitely looking to be quite strong. Only an Aoshin 1. Shyvana 2. Massive damage. Is going to be doing a lot of the work here. Even if the Zaya ends up failing, it's going to come down to that Shyvana there as well, as Kade takes a massive loss and is not close to hitting that Aoshin 2. Pretty much just rolling in the deep right about now for any signs of life, but it's looking dire coming up against Eren, and we saw how strong Eren is with that Zaya 2, with that Shyvana 2 with near perfect itemization. I'm not going to say it looks good, but there is a chance. If Kade can get a good Aoshin cast off with these items.
I don't know if sniping the Zaya is enough. I think the Shyvana is actually going to go crazy this fight.
I mean, in this position here, you'd almost have to want to put the Aoshin in the position where the Bard is, just so that the Shyvana doesn't end up targeting it. Big flame breath comes through, melts through Aoshin. That is going to be it. There's just too much damage. Kade is going to be going out in 3rd there. We'll have to see whether Fire in My Lungs can withstand the Dragon's Might. Is barely managing to get the damage down. It's going to be a 1v1, but Fire in My Lungs loses to the Ghost now, so it is up to Fire in My Lungs. Aaron, one final fight to try to take it home to finish up the final game of the TFT Championship for OCE.
If Fire in My Lungs loses by 1 unit, he's still alive.
1 unit loss. So you're saying there's a chance. And
There
these
is a
fights
chance.
have been close.
That's 6 Zoes.
6 Zoes. This is starting to get really close. Both players taking a roll down there. Manages to hit Bard 2 over on Kade's side there. And it looks to be like there's going to be some replacements going on. Nidalee 2 being swapped around. Sells off the Zoe to try to get the itemization on the other Zoe here. Finds a Soraka 2. It's going to put it in over the Bard. Oh, it's neck and neck. It all pretty much comes down to this final fight, folks. The Hecarim going to get a cast off on the wrong way. Really good for Fire in My Lungs. Manages to get the laser, but here comes Shyvana. Shyvana with a massive flame breath goes onto the carries
Oh my
of Aaron.
god.
And Aaron has done it. That is going to be it. They've tried their best. Their Fire in My Lungs with the Astral reroll just doesn't have it in them. That is going to be Aaron taking it home. Final game for today. Rank 11 has secured their